Assalamualaikum. My name is Nafis Al Rahman and my last four digits are 1899 and I'm a student of database management system course. So in this course our first lab assessment is based on how to download XAMPP app. So first we have to go to XAMPP website to find the download file. So here we can see we have multiple options for Windows, Linux, and Apple OS. So this is a Windows 10, and this I will download the latest version of XAMP. By clicking this link, we will go to a page where the download will be started automatically. If it does not start automatically, we have to click here, and it will start downloading. Okay. So I have already downloaded the file, so I'm gonna skip this process and in my downloads it is already here, this XAMPP file. So we have to download it and this requires authorization from my as this is the outsider app and click yes. We will see a warning here. This we will ignore it for now. Later we will give the access to the reason it is give a warning that this does not have the account control system. We will give the control system later on. So we have to set up it next, and we mainly need Apache and MySQL. I have just click all of them, and here we need the PHP myadmin mainly, and we can select any folder to download it. I've selected the C drive by default. So let's wait until it downloads properly. Alright, so our application has installed, and now if the options say we will run the control panel, and if you see we can start, but if you cannot start those is auto start module, we have to start the Apache and MySQL as we will be using those two, then we will save those. And for this, as we have seen before, we have an issue with the access control. So to solve that issue, I have already solved that. We have to go to the XAMPP control, then the properties, and from here compatibility, and we will activate the run this program as an administrator. Alright, now we can start it Apache and MySQL both, and have to go to the Apache admin panel. We can go here localhost.dashboard, and by accessing the MySQL here, we can actually go to the PHP myadmin. So this is the overall process to download and perfectly run the our MySQL or XAMPP control panel. Now here we can use it as many information, like as we have seen the in our lab that we can add or anything in here. In our lab, the first command we have learned that we can show all of these database here by using a command called show and databases, and after that a semicolon. After that we can click the go function, and as we can see all the database list here is here. Then we have seen how to create a database. So to create a database we have to use the command create database, and I have to set a name for the database. In our lab we have used section name, our batch name first, so we have used that batch 63, and by clicking go we can see here my batch 63 has opened already. Now The next thing we can do is a drop database. We have just changed the create to drop. So by using drop and the database name, we can actually drop any or remove the database from our admin panel or local or server. So see, we have no more base63 database. So to continue our further lab assessment, we have just created the database under base63. So the next task is we have to create a table for it. So we'll use create, then table, so table, then a table name. We can use this hyphen type command. So our section is 63H, so I just use it H. This quotation is not mandatory, but it's safe to use, so we will use that. Then the first bracket, then the first column name and others. So the first column name will be like, let's say, ID number. We will use the hyphen again, ID. Then the typecasting, as ID is a number type, so we will use int, and our ID is generally 15 10 digits, so we will use just 20 for it. Then a comma, then again second row's name, we will use name. Name is a character or varchar, so string type character, we will use varchar for it. And the size, let's say 200. Then we will use phone number, again int. It's better to say if you use varchar here, because let me show you here. If we use that the phone number as a int number, then we will see the number is started 01 something like that. But in int it ignores the first 0, so it's safe to use varchar, so it will read the 0 also. Let's just skip it here and just finish it here. To finish it, we don't have to use any comma anymore, just in the bracket and the semicolon. Then we'll use the go. Oh, so here is the problem. I said no database is selected. So I am in a server. The server is local or server 127. So I can use it as by clicking it here. Now we are in database 63. We can use the command here. Now if you use it here, we will see that our table has created, and this is the table. In our table we can see it has the columns and other information, new ID, phone, and etc. Okay, we have seen that from our database we can create a something, create table, but we also have the functionality to run another database from staying in a specific database. So let's create another database, name test1. So here is the test1 is created. Now we are in database here 63. We want to create a table in test1. So create a table, create table, we will use the same command as before, create table, table name test, column name, let's say call1 int, body heading. Let's just select it. So if we run this, we will create a table in base63. But I want to create a table in test1. So we will just redirect it test1 dot the test. So now if we click go, a new table will be created in test1 where I'm still in base63 database. Alright. So now we've seen the create table. Now we'll see the drop table option. Drop table. Let me just copy it for further use. So drop table. We will use the table 63H here. 63H. I don't need to use those. Okay. Now I can just drop the whole table as so. Look how it says. Do you really want to execute? Yes, I want to execute. I want to show it. So see the base 63 under 63H table has been removed here. Now just create the table again. (63H). It was an ID name. Let's just put 200, comma new one. Now, if we see our phpMyAdmin, the structure, the ID, integer, virtual, phone, virtual. Okay. Now there is no data here. Okay. If you browse it, there is no data, nothing in here. So we have to insert some data in my table. So to insert data, we first have to go to a specific database. We went to the specific database, then the table. We just don't need to go to the table. It's just optional thing to do. So we have to first use the insert option. Insert into the table name. So our table name is here 63H. 63H. Then our first thing will be column name. So my first column was ID, and the next column name is name, and the third column name we used here is phone. Now if we use it, now our all of the column name has identified. Then we have to put the values to it. So values, first value will be going to ID, as we have determined it, ID. My ID is 1899. We entered the ID. Then the next thing is name. So the name I just put Nafis here. And the third thing is phone. So let's just put 01521. Okay. And if we want to add only one data, then it ends here and finish it with a semicolon. And if we do have multiple options to do, then use a comma, then again bracket. I'll just use 1565, then comma, again. Finish it. Now if we run it, see, 2 rows has inserted into our values. Now refresh the file. Now if we see in 63H the browser, we have data 1899 ID, name, phone. So these are the basic information we have seen into our lab. In our first lab assessment, the record has been here, and if you want to change anything, you can change here using manually or by the command. It's safe to use the command as we are learning. Here is we can see also multiple options to get over with it. We say select insert, and if we click insert, we have seen the format I have written before. So thank you everyone. This is everything from me. Assalamu alaikum.